back to Hoarder's Heart. On this episode, I'm going to be showing you how I tracked every single thing that came into my house for June 2019. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. I'm a hoarder, but I conceal my identity by putting the sunglasses on and the phone in front of my face because I'm still feeling a little too vulnerable to admit to the world who I am. And here's all my messes. But yes, I'm really excited about this video because I thought it was very, very eye-opening. Anyone that has been following my journey knows that I'm trying to declutter out my hoarded house. And one of my first rules that I implemented was that I need more things going out than coming in to finally clear the clutter out of my home. Well, I noticed during this journey, I have been getting rid of so much stuff. You guys have seen me donate it and give and so many other things. But I kind of noticed that there was still a lot of stuff still coming in somehow. And even though I put the no spend challenges each month as a way to kind of prevent shopping and, not that I was a shopaholic, but just like shopping and yard sales and, dumpster diving type of things, to prevent those new things from coming in, there were still things that showed up in my living room and on my table and in the kitchen. And so I decided, let me track it. So for the month of June, what I did was I wrote every gosh darn little thing that came into this house, including mail, groceries, everything. And I was so curious to see at the end of the month, what actually did come into the house. And keep in mind that I was being very mindful to the no spend challenge where I'm not strict where I don't buy anything. I just give myself a set amount of days, like 15 out of 30 days, I'll spend absolutely no money. But the other 15 days I am. It's just a way of keeping myself accountable of not wasting money on the silly things. So that's what this video is about. And without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys. So this is how I started out in my unicorn notebook, of course. Every day I just kept my pen and my notebook together and I wrote everything that came in. So of course, luckily for June 1st, nothing came in because we were in the Poconos, so we weren't home. And of course, that Sunday night when we came home, it was 15 items of grocery items that had, we had bought up there and I brought home so that we could eat it. Then, as you can see, as the week progressed, things that came were mail, right? Mail comes every single day. My kids were in school, so school comes every single day. And I was kind of amazed each day while trying to do a no spend challenge, the amount of stuff that still came in, right? Because mail's always going to come in, schoolwork's going to come in, you got to buy groceries, and all the miscellaneous things that you don't think about, it really adds up. I could not believe it. Like down here, okay, so for, June 10th, the last day of school was the 13th, I bought, Dunkin' Donut gift cards for the teachers and coaches. Now, that was short term, so I'm not too worried about that. But it was just interesting to see how every day, 34 items, 38 items, because I'm counting each mail, each schoolwork, each food. And it's like, no wonder my house was busting at the seams if you don't keep up with it. And then over here, again, it's always, the things that you don't think about, especially this one right here. On the last day of school, the things that came in, 85 things. Oh my gosh, right? And even though some of it like this, the 8 pieces from Five Below, that was Father's Day gifts from my sons to my husband and my dad, So some of it stayed and some of it, went as gifts and then cards and stuff. But 85 items still came into my house. And I'm just showing you different things. Right here, perfect example. I didn't buy this, so my kids are on the swim team, right? So as part of the registration, we got 2 swim shirts come in and 2 swim caps. I didn't spend money for that. So it's not just doing no spend challenges to stop bringing stuff into the house. It's so much more because I also had gotten gifts. Okay, and take a look at this. I wanted to point this one out. So I signed my kids up for the summer reading program at the library, right? Well, guess what? You get those 2 free kits from the library, right, for the summer reading program. 16 items were in that thing. And then, of course, the library books, which is short term because I have to take them back. But the stuff that came in that library kit is not short term. That'll probably stay until I make a decision what to do on it. And even, well, of course, when we did go to Hershey Park. And yeah, some of it I was trying to be mindful of, like, yeah, it could be food as our souvenirs. I think I did very well considering how bad I am. But I counted everything, even the 2 Hershey bags, because I know I struggle with hoarding and I count that like almost as a souvenir. And then other things like gifts, like this one. I got 2 belated gifts this month. Belated birthday gifts. One was a beautiful pair of like butterfly sandals, and another one was my beloved Javiana flip-flops. Now, I don't get paid from Javianas. I just love their flip-flops. But as gifts, I got 2 new pairs of shoes, which I love, and I'm grateful, and I'm so happy. But I know me, like, I know I always hear of people that are like, oh, when you get 2 new, pairs of shoes, you should get rid of 2 old pair of shoes. And I don't want to. I like the shoes that I have. And, well, if you saw a few months ago my Kamari video series, I got rid of a lot of shoes I don't want to get rid of anymore. And that's why in July I put in my no spend challenge, no new shoes, because I got 2 new pairs. So it's just amazing what comes into your house when you're not actually buying it and when stuff just naturally flows into your house. Now, what I did was, to make this more organized, I took it all and I put it into an Excel sheet, and let me show you guys that right now. All right, so here's the Excel sheet that I created. Okay, so as you can see, I put it all into categories. Everything that I wrote in that notebook, I put into categories. So I did mail, schoolwork, groceries, short-term gifts, long-term, and then the total on the end, showing, just so I could really see what was coming in and what I need to address. Because as a hoarder, you learn to declutter, and learning to maintain is a totally separate issue. So these are the things that are constantly coming into my house. And even when I'm trying to do no spend challenges, I will always have mail come in, when the kids are in school, I'll always have school and groceries. You gotta have groceries, So let's start with the mail. So with the mail, as you could see, there was always mail coming in. Always, always, always. It ended up being like 94 pieces of mail for that month. And that's actually not too bad. But with me, if you've seen my previous videos, you've seen my paper Kamari. You see that I don't stay on top of mail. I really don't. I don't like going through mail. I know I need to get over that. And I know I need to make it a habit every day, whatever comes in. Like, I can handle going through 5 pieces of mail per day or 2 pieces of mail and deciding then. But I don't do that because I'm always in a rush. And I always just let the mail pile up until it's this humongous pile. And then I move it into a box and move it into another room. Like I do. I avoid it. I mean, I do pick out the bills because, and luckily we don't have that much, but I do pick out like bills or whatever. But for the most part, I don't deal with the mail. So I need to make sure that I create a habit where I'm doing mail every day. Next is schoolwork. Now, of course, school let out June 13th. And as you could see, that last week, a lot of school stuff was coming home because the school empties out all their stuff too. They don't want to keep your kids' crap over the summer there. So a lot of stuff was coming home. Now, you guys have also know me. I don't get rid of my children's schoolwork. I don't. I have such sentimental attachments to it. I'm getting better. I'm letting go of things. But this summer, I need to learn how to organize my kids' schoolwork better. The incoming schoolwork, I need to either handle it in a daily basis if it becomes too overwhelming, maybe on a weekly basis, handle what I'm keeping, what I'm letting go, what's important. I need to stay on top of that. That is another big thing to heal my hoarding. I have to stay on top of schoolwork and keep that organized once September comes, and I'll be looking for different ideas. And in the comments below, I would love to hear how you guys organize your kids' schoolwork. Do you take care of it as soon as it comes in? How do you organize it? I'd love to hear. Next, I'm going to go to groceries. Okay, so here's my grocery list. So as you can see, I don't do a once a week shopping at all. I literally go probably every other day. That definitely, there's a little gaps over here, but I literally do go like every other day because I live behind a ShopRite. My neighborhood is placed right behind a shopping center. And so it's so easy for me to just run to the store and grab something. And of course, we all know that when you run to the store, you don't just get milk and eggs and what you need. You grab other things that you see like, oh, that's on sale. Oh, we use that. Oh, let me grab that. Oh, I get that. I am not organized in my cooking, and I know that that's a future thing that I'm going to look into in fall. Is that I definitely want to organize the kitchen better, the pantry, maybe meal plan, maybe start to shop once a week, make that weekly grocery list. Because when I looked at my Every Dollar app, what I was spending on groceries and restaurants for a family of 4, it's awful. It's way too much. I'm spending way too much money on that, and I need to scale that number down. So that's something else that I'm going to be focusing on this summer. All right, moving on, we have short-term items and gifts. So a lot of the stuff in this first block that you see, there's not, oh no, there is stuff down here. Oh, I know what that's from. All right, so let me get back on point. So a lot of the short-term gifts that I had going on in June was Father's Day gifts, from my sons to, my husband, my dad. So a lot of those were kind of like short-term gifts in the sense of what we gave my dad, what we gave my husband, of course, from the kids was long-term. And then I had teachers' gifts that we had bought for. And then I also had the 5th grade graduation party that I hosted at our pool for my oldest son. So there was a lot of long or short-term gifts that were coming in and going out. Down here, this is, you can see the 24th and the 19 items that was on June 20th and 21st. That's obviously when we were having the party. So a lot of stuff came in, but it went to the party, the next day. And then, so that wasn't too bad. So this is stuff that was actually exiting, and it was 86, but it wasn't here for long. It went back out. The main number that I need to look at in this is this one right here. The long term. These items were here for the long term. They were gifts, things that we needed, things that are staying for a while. Right? They're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I was shocked to see the amount of stuff actually come in. I mean, seriously, I was pretty shocked. And it's not like any of this was impulse buying, because we are mindful of trying to do the no spend challenge. But a lot of it was gifts that came in. Gifts came in, of course, my mother gave, my husband a Father's Day gift as well, which I thought was very nice. And I had like 2 belated birthday presents. So you might not even be spending money. Gifts come into your house as well. And that number was 107. Let me show. 107. Is that in focus? There you go. That number is 107. Sorry, I had to cut out. I didn't know how to auto refocus that. But yeah, 107 was a lot. Which brings me to the totals. Let's finish this out. Here are the totals for each day that I had put in, and we had a grand total of 587 items still came into my house. And that number was kind of shocking because I really wasn't buying like I used to buy, or bringing stuff in, from yard sales or things that were curbed or Goodwill. Like, I wasn't bringing that in. And I still had that many items coming in. And yes, there's stuff that, it's like mail and schoolwork and groceries that get consumed, or that most people go through. I don't, right? And to even break even, I would have to do each month, and I'm not even breaking even. Each month, I would have to do a 30-day minimalist game challenge to get rid of 496 things, and I still wouldn't break even. I'd still have more stuff that came into my house. That's crazy to me. And I don't like the Minimalist Game Challenge. I'm sorry. It makes my anxiety go crazy. At least when you get like past day 15, my anxiety was like through the roof when I did it in January. And I don't want to do that to myself. So I thought that this was very interesting to really track what's going on. You know, like how come my house isn't emptying out as fast as I wanted it to? And I see why. I totally see why that all these things still continued to come into my house, even though I really wasn't spending that much money, you know? But it was very eye-opening. I wanted to share this with everybody. If I'm trying to do this whole journey of where I'm trying to maybe eventually become more minimalistic, I really had to open my eyes to say, well, what's still coming into this house? And then it made me think, well, what's coming into everybody else's house who don't hoard and who are average? And I think it would be shocking if other people sat down and wrote it all down. I think you might be shocked of the number of what comes into your home. And no wonder decluttering is such like a hot topic or a trending topic for people. I mean, especially in January. Can you imagine what this number is in Christmas? Seriously, can you imagine what that number is during Christmas? You know, like I said, no wonder in January everyone's purging and decluttering. We got so much crap that came in that we're probably like busting at the seams. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to share this with everybody. Maybe make it even more mindful for everyone, you know, to realize, wow, maybe we have more things coming in that we realize in the house and whatever journey that you're in. And guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this video. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.